My name's Rachel, I'm 18 years old. I come from a loud Lebanese Fijian family. We were always busy. Growing up, I can just remember going to church 3 times a week, every single week. That was my life, it was my normal. And I liked it. I always believed in God, so I didn't have a problem. I was a loud, happy child, and those were the memories. Things kind of changed for me though around primary school. I still believed in God, but I had become shy and quiet and kind of like an introvert, so I had trouble making friends at church even and at school. I was picked on in school, so it wasn't like I was naturally a shy, quiet kid. I had learning difficulties in school, so the kids used to pick on me for being slow in class, and I believed in the words that they were telling me, so I believed I was stupid and worthless. Anxiety grew so much in high school years. I often hid behind friends I had. I always had to have someone with me, otherwise I would feel fearful. And so throughout that, I was still going to church. I heard this preaching of hope, but I never accepted it for myself. I did play a good church girl role just to make my parents happy, but I had no connection to Jesus. So I was just shy, quiet, fearful, and felt alone. I became really socially awkward because I was fearful of people, but the friends that I did become close to were my everything. That's where I gained my self-worth from, so I valued what everybody said to me. So if a friendship had a little fallout, it would be devastating because I would blame myself. When my anxiety started to grow and I started to even feel feelings of depression and sadness, I felt really guilty because who am I, this church girl, to feel these things when people around me have had it worse. So it was just this feeling of guilt, feeling numb, and that I couldn't really tell people what was happening inside my head. In 2 to 3 years, I lost so much sleep because I was overthinking my overthinking. I couldn't even catch a bus in the morning because I started to get paranoid that something bad was going to happen. So out of nowhere, it's just this sense of dread was starting to grow, and I felt really alone, even though I had people surrounding me with love. And I was confused, I was frustrated, and I didn't know how to relieve that pain. I just felt mentally tormented. Around 2019 was one of the most difficult parts of my life. We had a close family member pass away. I had a major operation. I took 3 months off of school, fell behind. I felt like a lot of things were spiraling down. Anxiety, depression grew. I started to then have suicidal thoughts, so I knew things weren't going well. Everything was just quiet, it was numb. That was where I was at. At the age of 17, I left school a year early, thinking I had everything under control. I had these big plans for what I was going to do, and then COVID happened. So the first 2020 lockdown, I was just stunned. I was like, I'm in a lockdown now. I've dropped out of school essentially. I don't have anything. What am I doing with my life? We were in this lockdown setting where I could call out to God privately without anybody watching. I didn't feel like I have to put on a front for everyone. So I was listening to these lockdown services, and I prayed one day, God, if you can speak to me through this, then do so. And it was almost like a half-hearted prayer. I had little faith, but then I started to actually listen to what Pastor was preaching, and it was like a blindfold was getting stripped away, and I understood. That was the moment where I was like, I need to reach out from God, and I don't think I ever genuinely did before. So dropped to my knees on my bedroom floor. I sobbed, I cried out to God, and that was the night that I repented. I asked God into my life, and I started to trust in Jesus. And ever since then, I stopped having anxiety and panic attacks, and I saw God move in such a short time, and that was amazing. That was that pivotal moment for me. God's been revealing things to me, so seeking God daily is what I'm learning. It's a relationship, coming to the realization that the creator of the universe wants to know me. He sent his son to die for me, and that is amazing. So that in itself, I'm learning about God, and I thought I knew it all. I was a church kid who thought I knew it all until I didn't. So that just trusting in God means I don't have to worry. What do I have to worry about? I've gained new friendships, new family within church I never thought I could ever have.